Alright, so 13 through 17, you have to name the quadrant in which the angle lies. And so for the first two, for 13, 15, you could just look at your unit circle. And that will be, an easy way to do that. But let me go ahead and sketch something real quick here. So pi over 6 would be somewhere around here. So this would be quadrant 1. 5 pi over 4 is 1 1/4 pi, right? So this is 1 pi, and a fourth more would be here. So that would be quadrant 3. 7 pi over 4, that's 1 3/4 pi. So here's 1 pi, and 3/4 pi would be here, and that's quadrant 4. 11 pi over 4, that's, if you change it to a mixed number, that would be, 2 3/4 pi. So that would be 2 pi right there, and 3/4 pi would be right here. So that's quadrant 2. Now for the next one, remember when we drew the very first unit on radians, how you guys wrap the ruler around the edge of the unit circle? Or not the unit circle necessarily, but the circle. And 1 radian was like somewhere around here. If you look at that handout, the very first one, 1 radian was about there. So for A, it says -1. So it's going to be the same size as this one, except going in the negative direction. So it's going to be right here. So that would be quadrant 4. And so 2 radians, again, remember back if you look at your circle, 2 radians was about here, right? So then going in the negative direction, 2 radians is going to be about here. So this is -2 radians right here, approximately. So this is quadrant 3. Alright, so for 31A, 55 degrees is about here. So that's quadrant 1. 215 degrees, well, this would be 180 across this way, so, and this would be 270 right here, so 215 would be somewhere around here, this angle right here, so that's quadrant 3. Okay, -150, that's going in the clockwise direction, -150, so here's -90, -150 about here. Okay, so that would be quadrant 3. And 282, that one's going in the positive direction, so we're going counterclockwise. So this is 270, so 282 is just a little bit more, so that would be right here. So that's quadrant 4. Oops, not 5, sorry. Quadrant 4, so right here. And then for the last one, for 35, 132 degrees 50 minutes. Remember, a minute, there are 60 minutes in 1 degree. So that means that this angle right here is under 133. It's 132 and 50 out of 60 minutes. Okay? So it's still less than 133. So that would be, see, it's 90 up here. So 132 and 50 minutes would be somewhere around here. Right here, so that's quadrant 2. Okay, and -336 30 minutes. That's 30 minutes is half a degree. So -336.5 degrees. So this would be -180, -270. So -33 somewhere around here. And so that's in quadrant 1. Alright, so for 47, you have to convert them to radians, the degrees to radians. So 47, you should not need a calculator. It's an angle on the unit circle, so you need to know it. So that one is pi over 6. 150, same thing. This one is 5 pi over 6. From 49, 240 is on the unit circle. So for that one, again, you should not need a calculator. It's going to be negative, and 240 converting it to degrees is 4 pi over 3. Now 18 degrees, you do need to use a conversion factor. So you multiply by pi over 180. And so 18 goes into 180 10 times, so this is pi over 10. Okay, for 51, you're converting back to degrees, and that's, again, this is one that you should know. 3 pi over 2 is 270 degrees without using a calculator or any conversion factor. 7 pi over 6 is 210 with a negative, so it's negative 210. Again, no need for a calculator on this one. Now 7 pi over 3, it's not on the unit circle, but so what you could do is just 180 over pi. Don't need a calculator either. So 3 goes into 180 60 times. So 6 times 7 for 20 degrees. And then the next one, the same thing, 180 degrees over pi. Pi's cancel. 60 goes into 180 3 times. So negative 13 times 3 is negative 39 degrees. Okay, so for 55 through 65, you definitely need a calculator because none of these are special angles. So for the first 3, I'm converting the degree to radian. So I'm going to multiply by pi over 180. And so the degrees cancel. And punch it into a calculator. Now they want you to round off your answer to 3 decimal places. So here you have the 3 answers. Again, I just put them in the calculator exactly as you see it on the screen. And these are the answers that I got. Okay, so for the last 3, we're going to multiply by 180 over pi. And then I can cancel out the pi here, and so 180 over 7. Alright, so here are the last 3. Again, well, you saw 61 already, how I simplified it. So here, how I converted it. So 63, same thing, the pi's cancel, so you're left with 6.5 times 180, and you get that. For 65, there is no pi to cancel, so you just do negative 2 times 3 times 180 is 360, negative 360 divided by pi, and you get this. Okay?